Hello, Iyanya.
Hello, hero.
Welcome to your session.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, man.
I mean, nothing really. I haven't come yet.
Yeah. You haven't come yet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to come.
I'll be here, man. It's good to be here, man. What's popping?
Thank you. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm all right.
what's
First
good?
of all, I'd like to say big congratulations on becoming the latest judge on
Thank you.
Nigerian Idols.
Thank you.
I think it took way long. You were long overdue for that
Oh my
for that
God.
kind of role, but I'm glad it's finally happening, and
Right
you
timing.
you truly deserve every good thing that is coming to you right now.
Glad to see. Glad to see. Thank you.
Okay, so I mean, you've been through quite a journey. You've been around in the industry for
Yeah.
donkey
Of
years.
course.
I don't really like to call you an OG because when you call someone an OG, it's more or less like you're trying to relegate the person to the
I'm
past.
retired then.
You are trying to retire them, and you are not even close to
No,
retiring at all.
no, bro. I just started.
Yeah, but you've been around for a long while.
Yeah. About 17, 18 years now.
18 years. That's longer than even David's career, I think.
No. I don't think so.
18 years.
No.
Yes, it's,
David has been around for a while.
no, not up to 18 years.
I've not checked, but I know
Yeah.
he's been around for a long time.
Okay, so now, as an individual right now, how would you say life has been? Like, right now at the place where you are right now? Not as Iyanya, as an
Yeah.
individual.
Musically or
Just life, general.
life.
Life
Okay,
in general.
so for me, I'm in this space of gratitude, pretty much, where I'm just waking up and being thankful for what's possible, what's not possible. I've learned not to chase, but to be it in order to attract. That's where I am pretty much mentally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and how has that spread across,
It's the
a
best,
different
it's the best
part of your
form.
life?
It's the best form to be grateful for what you have, for what you don't have. It's the greatest gift you can gift yourself. Yeah.
All right. I'm sure before you came to that point, there
Yeah.
might have been a low point because I mean, people just see
Of course.
all the high points, your
They don't
hits.
see the back end.
They don't see the back end. What would you say generally in life has been the lowest point of your life?
Lowest point of my life, I'd say losing my family. I don't think anything has pierced, that deep. Losing my family. I think 3 people in about 2 years. That was like
Jesus.
the lowest for me. I don't think anything has been able to, penetrate deeper than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
First of all, my sincere condolences.
Thank you, man.
I also want you to just say just as much as you are comfortable enough to say, because I wouldn't want to
No.
necessarily
I'm good.
push.
I'm good. I mean, it's a testimony because there were times, when I walked into a place and you said sorry, I'd get pissed off immediately because I always try to forget it, I try to forget. I don't like to remember it, even though there are times I have to. But now I can talk about it. Yeah.
So how would you say you dealt with that trauma?
How? I don't even know. I don't even know how I dealt with that, but I know that God has never left me. That's number one. And I can say He surrounded me with people who helped me to manage myself in that moment, because that's what matters the most. My people say, if meaning it is a human being that's wealth. So I feel like God has, always done that for me. Every time something happens, there are always people on standby to kind of put me in check and help me through.
So you have a good support system?
Of course I do. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's not too much, if you could share how they passed, like in the space of 3 years.
Okay, so first was my dad. My dad was hypertensive. Yeah, my dad was hypertensive, and then my dad passed. I think my dad passed about 7 or 8 days to, me being recruited for Project Fame. The burial was done.
Is it Project Fame or Nigerian Idol?
Project Fame.
Okay, Project Fame, not Nigerian Idol. Okay,
Project Fame. So he died like maybe let's say today, 7, 8 days later. I got into the academy, and then I won the competition. Immediately I came out. I think it was my brother who followed, and then my mom followed. So it was, it was just a crazy time for me mentally. I disliked going out because every time I went out, people would always say sorry, and I was just tired of, the more people tell you sorry, the weaker you feel. It's like everybody wants to pity. They're just being, obviously you're going through stuff and they're just being nice people trying to console you, but then that the more you accept all those pity, sorries and all of that, the weaker you become. So I had to fight it, like, not that if you say sorry I won't say thank you, but I run away from anybody who's going to say too much sorry or talk about it. But now I'm better.
Okay.
My mom, the day my mom died, I had a show. I was backstage, and I think like 4 minutes to my performance, I got my uncle. I just noticed my uncle, my mom's junior brother, was calling me back to back, and I was like, "What's going on?" So I picked the call. He goes, "Your mom is dead," and I just cut the call. I didn't even say anything because I was backstage. The promoter was like, "What's going on? You look a little bit worried." I said, "My mom died. My mom just died." And the guy went, "No, don't worry, you don't have to perform. Just go home. You don't have to return anything. Just go." I said, I was going to perform, and I performed, and I killed the show. Nobody knew that the guy on stage just lost his mom. So I believe that I was born to do this thing, and everything that has happened has happened to test, the will of God, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy because for every single fan that bought a ticket to come and see you, they enjoyed the show.
Yeah, they didn't know.
And everybody just went home happy.
Yeah.
And you went home sad. The same person that made other people happy.
Yeah. That's the price, I guess. That's why God blesses us the way He blesses us, obviously. That's why I get on stage in 3 minutes. I'm walking home with millions because we pay deeper prices, That's why I said the artist is the vessel, pretty much. You just need good people around you because those moments are inevitable. Those are inevitable. You can't control those moments. If there was anything I could do to stop that from happening, oh hell yeah, I'll do it.
Do you sometimes wish you were on a different path?
When I was younger, not anymore. Because when I was younger, obviously you're younger, you don't know the things I know now. So it's easy for your emotions to push you back and forth.
Yeah.
But now, I know that I am who I am. I was born for this, and everything happening is just part of the script.
Just, can you tell me a little bit about your background, your family dynamics? You just mentioned what your people say, so I think everybody knows you're from.
So I'm from Cross River State, Calabar to be precise, Efik by tribe. From Enion Obatin, Obusiere, Odukwane local government, Calabar. My late grandfather was a very popular reverend. Has Presbyterian church named after him and all of that stuff. He was a music teacher.
You were a music.
Your
grandfather was a music teacher.
Yeah, of Presbyterian church. He was choir master and all of that stuff. So my parents, I grew up with my family in the family compound, and we used to sing hymns. It was compulsory every 6 p.m. that we all had the family worship and praise. So I grew up like that. From there to children's choir, to becoming a choir master of the children's choir at the age of 5. From there, I started, doing jingles for politicians. By then, I was about 14, 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was doing jingles. I was miming international and local songs at inter-house sports, and I was getting paid, yeah, as young as I was. So from there, I got a job at a hotel called Channel View.
Yeah, I know Channel View.
I was the karaoke attendant for about 2 years. That's where Dynamarian San, a friend, gave me Project Fame form, a night to the auditions. And that's how my life changed.
Amazing. I remember I watched you on Project Fame,
2008.
and boom,
Yeah, it's crazy.
you've had and you're still having such an amazing career. But what would you say has been the most challenging part of Iyanya as a musician?
Being here, yeah. It's the most, just being me every day is challenging, because I have to be better than the me of yesterday, all right? And I have people who, I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate for them, but they hold on to your old self and refuse to let it go. So now, it's not that you're doing it for their sake, but it's almost like we don't believe that you've changed. We don't believe that you're growing, which is a reflection of where they are. But it's challenging to wake up every day and be me, and I accept that challenge wholeheartedly.
So, for every musician, even the ones that are supposedly regarded to as, top whatever, right? There's always a trajectory in their career that it looks like perhaps they're not having as much mileage as they used to. Do you have that point in your career where you felt like, you were not getting the buzz you thought you should get?
Of course.
And how did you feel at that moment?
Oh yes, I've had those moments, and I don't think that those moments happen for the sake of frustration. Do you understand? I think that which is why I've learned, when you find yourself in moments like that, it's just a reminder that you have to work harder, smarter, and obviously surround yourself, or check your circle, check your team, and see where are we. Because you see, the artist is the instrument. Do you understand? It's the vessel. It's actually the team surrounding that artist. It's the team that does the magic. The job of the artist is to show up and show out. Do you understand? It's the team that actually wake up and say, okay, we're not here. We have to move from here to here. Now, this is what we need you to do for us to
push
through. So yeah, that's it.
So there was a period where, right now you're with you're back at Made Man.
Yeah.
I know that you were also previously at Mavens.
Of course.
But your stay at Mavens was quite short.
Brief, yeah.
I don't know. Is there a particular reason why your stay at Mavens was short?
It wasn't. There was no plan for me to join Maven, to be honest. It was Mr. Idris who, at the time, signed me to his management. And because he was obviously family with Jazzy and Maven, so I had to put out music. So I had to use Maven. Shout out to Jazzy for that platform. So I had to use Maven to put out music, because Tempo did not have Tempo music when I was signed to Tempo. They only had Tempo management. So Tempo management, handed me over to Maven for music, production, distribution, and all.
Yeah. Okay. Cool stuff. Let's talk about for every artist likes to be as private as possible. because people are always looking for ways to twist things.
Of course.
Even this session, if you notice, I've tried as much as possible not to go into specifics,
Yeah.
so that the blogs don't see something to pick and just sort of twists,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
usually what most of your guys do is they ask a question that triggers, and then distribute the reaction. But I don't think you're that kind of guy.
Nah, it's not necessary. You know, I don't need to build the brand of this show on that. I just, for us, what is important to us, you know, right here is to let you connect to your true fans.
I like that.
Not the trolls.
No, I like that.
You know, I want people to be able to know you beyond the crafts.
I like that.
You know, beyond, because I'm not gonna lie, if you mention Iyanya, all we think about is the handsome guy winding his waist.
It's more.
Okay.
It's more to that.
But really, how have you been of late? Because I've noticed that the new, let me not use the word the new Iyanya, the improved Iyanya,
Like that.
is you're much more, for lack of a better word, you're much more mature with your brand. You know what I mean? You've stayed off scandal for the longest time, which is really good.
Bros that stayed off. Dude, does anybody have like a timetable where you go, hey, this week is kind of scandal time, you know?
Like you said, it's the team.
It's the team, man. Shout out to Ubi. I have to really shout out Ubi because, you know, he's really helped me to be able to put myself in check, you know, which is why I started by saying teamwork is very important.
Yeah. So what I wanted to find out, and I think a lot of your true fans also want to find out, is what would you describe your love life as right now?
My love life right
Yeah.
now. Is there any, I wanted to say complicated, but there should be a better word. Something like that.
Do you think it has anything to do with the fame?
Of course, robs you of privacy. And then we are also in this era where private love, you know, lacks verification, right? Because the norm is everybody showing off flowers, dates, kisses on social media. So it's hard for a famous person to say to another person, I'm already out there. Can we keep it private so that at least I have some sanity, you know, after the madness and I come back home, I should be able to be at peace with you and not create more content, you know, to satisfy people who don't love us or care about us. So I think that's where I'm at. I guess when I was young, all of that was fun, you know, where you want everybody to see who you are dating and, you know, genuinely, you know, happily showing them off until somebody else takes them from you. So it's complicated, you know, it's just complicated.
But has it been challenging? Because I mean, I think I can understand what you're talking about. Has it been challenging trying to convince the person that I don't need to publicly show you off?
No, yeah, of course. I don't think I've met a person who listened to me say that and thought this is wise. I don't think I've met anybody like that. It's hard to find people like that because the first thing you hear is, "Oh, you're not proud of me. You don't want your other girls to know." And I understand it's the era that we are in, but then you shouldn't post everything. I'm just being honest. Unless you guys are, you know, unless you guys are influencers. I don't have anything against PDA. You know, but I feel like before people do that, they should have a solid foundation, and that takes time. Because when you meet somebody, you guys, the only thing that keeps you is understanding, right? So if you meet me and I say, I don't like this, you shouldn't force me to be like you. That's not love. You understand? You should understand this is what works for me, and I should understand this is what works for you. But I feel like lately, right, it's been a thing of people wanting you to show them off more than recognizing that you guys don't have a solid foundation. So
Yeah.
it's possible that you're out there doing all that PDA, but back home, you guys and there's no bond. It's not as strong as it looks out there. That has been one of the reasons. I'm not saying that I don't have my flaws. I think some of these women too, when they meet me, they be like, "He's crazy," and they run. But I know that it's not that bad. You know, yeah.
Okay.
That's just pretty
So basically, your relationship status now is kind of complicated.
complicated. You know, it's complicated, and also because I'm not getting younger. Let's just be honest, right? Even though the job makes you feel younger, I'm not getting younger. So I'm not also in a place where I want to be. I'm not gambling with, you know, public opinion. Not that I care. So I don't want to come out with somebody this month and then say this is my girlfriend, and then in the next 2 months we blocked each other, you know, deleted our pictures.
Becomes another.
You understand? And then they don't unfollow each other. See, then they post us unfollowing. It's too. I don't think that at this point I want to be doing stuff like that. So it's either it's the real thing or
it's
nothing.
not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about your new projects because
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm excited for that, man.
I am excited as well. It's such a jam. It's such a vibe.
Thank you.
What should we expect? Are we expecting a music video?
As I speak, I and the team, we already have, you know, my album ready. Pretty much, you know, we've never stopped working. You know, we're always working. So Yebo is the first track of a body of work, EP, album. We just keep working on all of it. So as the spirit leads, but for now, we have more singles and collaborations after Yebo. You know,
Okay.
the video is ready. You know, we can't wait to release it too.
Is there an exclusive you want to give me?
See, our job is spontaneous. Plans change. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
of course.
It's like you're sitting down with me here. You finish this interview. The next thing you hear is get your bags. We're going to Abuja. So things change. So I don't like to mention names because I remember one of my friends, my colleagues, he put me on his album many years ago. And I was so excited for the album to come out and, you know, obviously have me on one of the tracks. The album came out.
And you were not there?
I was not there. And I know I was very hot, so I learned from that not to mention names until the deal is done.
Yeah, you're bringing out the journalist in me. It's supposed to be the therapist because when you now mention a friend that was supposed to have you on the album and he did not have you on the album.
Yeah, well, I didn't mention his name.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like I'm trying to draw it from you.
I didn't say one stupid guy.
I know,
he's
your
still
friend.
My friend till now, so yeah.
But that man, I would have really, I know you won't tell me, but I would have really loved to know.
I won't, no matter what you give me,
I know.
Because he's still my guy, always my friend, so yeah.
But that collaboration was really important to you.
Yeah.
Because he was popping at that time.
At the time, so I felt like, obviously, this was going to put me on the map. You know, not that I was not on the map, but introduce me to his fans and all of that. But we spoke about it, and he explained to me that the same thing I'm telling you now. The plans change.
Yeah.
And over time, I've learned that, you know, it's possible because I'm sure there's one or two people also watching me now who would say, well, you didn't release our song too, so, you know, these things happen.
Okay. That's fair enough. I like where Afro Beats is at now.
Best place.
There's a conversation around whether Amapiano was good for us or it wasn't good for us because, of course, Nigerians, we took over Amapiano.
We have Niger Piano.
You have Niger Piano. Yeah. We took over Amapiano and it now looked like it got to a point, you know, even when Tyler collected the award, it was very controversial. She was like, she won Best Afrobeat Artist and she made a statement. She was like, no, it's not Afrobeat, it's Amapiano. And I think after that, I don't know, maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but most of our Niger artists said, you know what, we're going back to base. We're not going to be releasing Amapiano tracks anymore. I don't know, did the whole Amapiano conversation ever come up, like when you were planning your album or something?
Man, it did, you know, it did. It was so much pressure because at some point too, fans would see me outside and say, you need to try Amapiano. And they were consistent. Emails, tweets, DMs. I think you should switch to Amapiano. And I dropped a couple of Amapiano songs And because obviously at the time it was a trend, almost everybody was doing amapiano. And then 2 nights ago, I was in a club with my guys in Abuja, Boom Boom Man, and I noticed something in the club when amapiano came on. The whole place got so lit, like so lit. I had to look at my guy on Mini and say, "Can you see what's happening?" And then I noticed when they play Afro Beats, the energy is not as strong. Once they go, the whole play. So yeah, it's I believe that amapiano has also come to stay, but it's also fair for us to, no, I won't say go back, because we're Afrobeat is still killing it. You know, it's just that we need to, I guess we need to do more up tempo songs, because we've really been it's been slow. We've slowed down the tempo a lot. So I think, yeah.
Coming from Kukiri.
Yeah, so you know we need to go back to up tempo songs, because guess what? When you play the up tempo songs, Afrobeat up tempo songs of decades, or let's say a decade ago, it still bumps. So I'll give you an example. If you're in a club now, you hear, I love that, I love that. Everybody's lit.
True.
Everybody's lit. Even if you hear, even in the club right now, even if you hear, Gorilla.
What do you think? True.
Everybody's lit. So I think we just need to, you know, balance. I think it's all about balance. Just do the up tempo, do the ballads too.
Okay. Okay. Which song would you say is your biggest song? If you were to just say,
My biggest song.
yeah,
Kukere.
Kukiri.
Yeah, you know, First Cut is the deepest, obviously. It will always be my biggest song, because it introduced me to the world and made way for these other songs to follow. So it would always be my biggest song.
What would you say about how it looks like marketing on social media is changing? Like, it's almost like everybody has to involve TikTok because it becomes a trend. Right now, I think Skill's song from 3 years ago
It's trending.
is not even trending in Nigeria or Africa. It's like trending
Worldwide.
globally.
Worldwide, yeah.
That I'm just even feeling bad. I don't know. Skill's team, you guys should do something to tie Skill back to that song, because it's like they kidnapped the
But
song
he's
from
owning
him.
it. He's owning it, obviously.
Really?
Yeah, you check his page, he's been owning it. And what you need to ask is what led to this, you know, all of a sudden everybody, you know, rushing and going crazy. It's because Skills himself has adapted to the new TikTok. He's been doing TikToks, and I think he even started the shake body
Challenge.
Yeah, I'm very sure he started it, because you know, I don't think people will just wake up and start playing the old song and train. He obviously started it. He's been active on TikTok, so that energy obviously took the song to lofty heights.
Now I'm tempted to go check your TikTok.
I'm on TikTok, bro. I'm if you're not doing it, you know,
You're not evolving with
you're not
time.
evolving.
Everybody's on TikTok.
If you think, oh, now small children they do, I mean, that's cool. It's cool. Everybody's doing TikTok. Everybody is doing TikTok. The greatest of all greats are doing it. If he's so rest in peace, if Michael was alive today,
Oh no, he will be king of
he will
TikTok.
be king of TikTok. So you get what I'm saying. So you just have to evolve with time. And that's what makes you relevant, obviously.
Okay, yeah. Is there another thing you'd like to really talk about?
No, we've touched, you know, imperative subjects. You know.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking with me,
Appreciate it,
man.
Appreciate it, man. More life, man.
Thank you.
More
Thank you.
life, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Well, your session is over.
Oh.
I've gotten what I want.
Gracias.
Thank you. It has given the interview the depth that I needed it to have.
Yeah. No.
Because I just wanted people to like genuinely connect to you.
Yeah, but let me explain something. The
Yeah.
camera is still on, right?
Yeah, it is.
So the reason why most famous people, I can speak because I have some famous friends too. The reason why most people don't like to talk about things like this is because most people think that when you share moments like this, it's for clout, or you're trying to get pity, or I don't know what people think. But these are very, very delicate personal issues. And I'm speaking about it from a place of victory. So it's like a testimony. I'm testifying. That's what I'm doing with you now.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was a struggle. If you say, let's talk about my mom, I get pissed off. If you say, let's talk about your family, I get really pissed off because I know that once I get in that zone, it's hard for me to get out. But now it's a testimony. I can talk about it.
Yeah.
I can, obviously, because I know that there's somebody, who's gone through worse, obviously watching, saying, oh, that's what you went through. I went through. I lost them in one day.
Yeah.
Somebody's watching and I lost their whole family in one day. Mine was 2 years. There's always somebody who's gone through worse stuff than you.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a testimony. I can talk about it, because I'm free.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thanks, man.
speaking about it.
You, man. Thanks so much. I love your professionalism, man. Really
Thank
nice,
you.
man.
Thank you.